Hey guys, my name is Chimangazo and welcome to my channel. As always, it is such a delight to have you tune in today. If you have recently joined the family, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to you. How about you leave me a hello on the comment section so that I can also personally welcome you over there. And if you have been watching the channel for some time now or are new into the channel, please kindly consider subscribing for all things relatable, easy and affordable homemaking content. Talking about affordable homemaking content, I think in today's video I must just share with you just a few tips which I think would be beneficial to you when you go shopping. But just before I get to that, today's video is episode 3 of the renovations series of the Project Muofhe renovation series. And last week I spoke you through what we have done in the garden. The garden is, by the way, growing nicely. The grass is just beginning to form roots on the ground, and I think it's going to look very, very beautiful by spring, because the lawn sort of grows dormant throughout the winter, and I intend to sort of have having it overgrow a bit, and I suppose we'll only give it its first cut in about 3 weeks from now. Anyway, last week we spoke about the garden and what we have done at the garden, and also showed you a bit that I was also building a braai stand and also just a sitting area. I will not be showing you that again today, because today I just want us to talk about a bit of work that we have done and just also share with you a few lessons I have learned so far in my renovation journey. Right, okay, so over the last week I got to demolish, I think, pretty much 96% of the interior. Literally the only thing that was not demolished was just the main bedroom cupboards and the guest bedroom cupboards, and that is just because I think I want to wait a bit longer to get that done the way I really want to do, without being under a tight budget. So for now I will be, and this is another plug, I will be working with the kitchen wrap company to be wrapping my 2 bedrooms cupboards, and you guys will see just a difference it's going to make without necessarily demolishing the whole thing down. And I did tell you guys, if you are new here, that we get to speak a lot about relatable, easy, and most importantly affordable homemaking content. And I think you guys will see, as the kitchen wrap company gets to do the cupboards, just what a difference it's going to make. I had them come over a week or 2 ago just to draft a quotation on how much the kitchen would cost, because initially you guys, I wanted to do this posh, trendy, contemporary kitchen in glass, and I had all these fancy things that I really wanted to achieve. But also I quickly realized that given the quotes I was getting, and which the least expensive of those cost I think was about 89,000, and bear in mind I've got a very small kitchen, but the most affordable quotes I got, the most affordable quote rather from the quotes, plural, I got was about 89,000, and I was not prepared to spend 90,000 pretty much for just the kitchen separately. My second best bet was to then wrap my current kitchen using the kitchen wrap, because I have seen their work and I absolutely fell in love. Had them come over to do a consultation, had a look at the material, and it's unbelievably beautiful. And I was set to go ahead and do that. But as time went by, a lot of things were sort of not functional in my kitchen space. And another thing was that I think most of the cupboards were in any case ruined. So when we did a consultation with the kitchen wrap, I still had to repair, or rather replace, a few cupboard doors and stuff like that. That was one thing. The second thing was that the functionality of the kitchen did not really meet my functions or the use or the ideas I have or want to use my kitchen for. That was second. But thirdly, I felt like I could make use of some space that was not necessarily designed to be used in the kitchen. So while I really wanted to cut costs and go about using the kitchen wrap to just wrap up the current kitchen into the color that I wanted, I thought it would be best in any case to sort of try and design a new kitchen or get a new kitchen without necessarily going for the posh and trendy things that I wanted. And for that, I enlisted the services of Success, who is an up-and-coming carpenter, and I cannot wait to show you guys how the final product will look. But I will also, through this video, just show you what he has managed to do so far. And but before I get to show you what we have done so far, I think I did mention that we have demolished about 96% really of 95% of the interior. But today specifically will be just about the work we have done so far in the kitchen. Another thing that I've had to do or wanted to do was to go for this nice porcelain tile look, which was just going to go very well with the look that I had for the house. But also just once again quickly realized that while that would be a dream space, financially it was not something that I was prepared or rather resourced or capacitated to do at this moment. That said, I had to do a bit of homework to say, how do I get to still achieve the look that I want to have by the end of the renovation project without necessarily breaking the bank? And I gave myself about a week to go around shopping for tiles myself, because one thing that you are going to learn very quickly when you are going to do renovations and you want to trust a contractor to do most of the work, you will also find out, and I found out, that often the will balloon costs of certain things. For example, I had briefed contractors that I wanted to go for a specific porcelain tile, and they had quoted me about 500 Rand per square meter for that specific tile. But when I began doing my own research and trying to source suppliers, I found that I could pay just about 300 Rand at the most, meaning that they had sort of bloated it 200 rands more. And I do understand that if you are going to trust a contractor to source even materials that they're going to use to you, they will charge, obviously, and that is understandable, they will also charge a service fee. But if the service fee is almost the same price as the actual product, then I don't know if it's just me, but I feel that is sort of like really bloated. And if I'm just talking about 1 square meter and you have to do about 200 square meters, that is a lot of money. It really is a lot of money, because my tile quotation came up to about 150,000 Rand, and that was excluding labor. So I just couldn't. I could not afford that. And I think in the end it was a blessing in disguise, because while I was going to have the peace of mind of trusting the whole renovation project into the hands of a contractor, this process, or the fact that I could not even afford that life, sort of really helped me learn a few things that I would have, a lot of things actually, that I would have otherwise not learned if I did not get to involve myself in the project as much as I am. I'm telling you, over the past week, I've had to go about 6 stores to try find just one thing and to learn negotiating. And I think I'm going to share with you something interesting as far as negotiating is concerned, I think a little bit later on to the video. Yeah, but I think the greatest takeaway is that while this process of having to do everything yourself is exhausting, I think it's sort of rewarding in that there are so many lessons that you get to learn that you would have never learned had you just trusted the whole thing into the hands of someone. I've also had to learn to negotiate greatly. I remember when I went to CDM and I told that mother was specifically interested in a specific tile, but I had gotten it somewhere else about 50 rands less for no, was it even 50, between 50, no, actually let's just say 50 rands less per square meter. And they said, you know what, if you bring us a formal quotation, we are willing to match, if not bid the price, for at least 10% less than that. And look, I would have never even known about that. And come to think of it, I think this would have been, in any case, a strategy that a contractor would have employed to try and save more money for their own profit. So this exercise has been exhausting. I'm not even going to lie. I am so tired. By the time I go to bed, you guys, I am literally finished. I'm literally finished. I do not want to do anything, and I must be up early. I must try and also do, not even try, I must still give 100%, 10% for my full-time job. So this has been exhausting. It really has been exhausting, and I cannot wait for the day whereby I am just going to say I at least have finished this project for now. Right. I think those are the main things that I have learned, and I think if you are yourself going to get to do a renovation project yourself, it really is advisable that you try and involve yourself into the process as much as you can. Right, now I am just going to talk you through some of the things that we have done into the property, and I hope that you are going to enjoy this video. If you do have any questions, comments or suggestions, please do leave those in the comment section. My phone is ringing. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but that's would be then my cue to leave. This week started with a leaking geyser, but luckily the geyser is covered in my insurance. Also, all I had to do was to report the case and have a plumber come out to do the work. They did, and everything is sorted. Moving on to the kitchen, this, as I have showed you previously, is how the kitchen looked when I bought the property. Obviously, do not like the aesthetics of the entire kitchen, and I also said that the functionality was something that does not work for me. So on this day, I got to consult with the kitchen rep, whom I have spoken about earlier on this video, and they just came over to show me a number of colors and textures and looks and feels that they can wrap the kitchen with. And to be honest, I was quite impressed with their service. However, I did explain that I thought it would be best to just go ahead and redesign a new kitchen which would be functional to meet all my needs. And for that, I've also explained that I am currently working with Success Modern Designs, who you will not even believe, you guys, demolished my entire kitchen in less than an hour. It was just unbelievable to watch this guy do everything. So anyway, they got to demolish this kitchen, as you can see, and in just less than an hour, the entire thing was done. This is the kitchen in its birthday suit. Not very pleasing to the eye, right? And as I mentioned, that the whole interior of the house is demolished, and obviously have to go shopping at CTM in this instance to try get some task specials that I saw online. And sure enough, while I could not afford to go for the initial plan look and feel, I managed to find quite a few range of tiles which were on sale and which would meet my budget at this point. This is not necessarily it, but I thought I should just show you what they have in store at the moment. Right, got my tiles, and now the house is set for laying them down, and this is how they look. I know you can't see properly, but there will soon come a time where I can show everything. If you're interested, I bought this for $89.99 per square meter from CTM. Not what I initially wanted, but I'd rather have this anytime than the brown tiles I had on the floor. Right, with the tiles dry and ready for some work, it's now time for Success to bring in his etched and cut wood to begin his carpentry work in the kitchen and also in my office. But first, they are trying to lay everything down by sizing and the names that they have allocated for different pieces they have cut up. It is a lot of work. I do not envy them, but Success knows what he is doing, and I have my trust on him today. And here is just the beginning of the kitchen and how it looks like. You can't see a lot, but I'm just gonna try and give you a better view. You see, I am also having to build this cupboard over the window, and most kitchens don't even have this. So I just had to have this space used up because my kitchen space is super small. And if I can add in about 4 more cupboards, then that is all good and well to me. And that is what I exactly set out to do. Other than that, I think you can see that there is a bit of progress over here. The kitchen is beginning to take shape, and I'm quite excited to see how it's going to look like. So far, this is what we have managed to achieve this week. The work continues, and until next week, I do hope that you have found this video enjoyable. See you next week.